Okay, so we'll do the the lantern sleeve. So basically, if I see the profile of the sleeve, what it looks like is, so this is the shoulder and armhole area. So this is the hand, and this is the shoulder. This is the sleeve. So can you make out what does a lantern sleeve looks like? So it kind of, so if this is the total length of the sleeve, there is a partition which is maybe, let's say, at 3/4 distance, or let's say if the total length of the sleeve is 23, so maybe this is around 5 inches and the rest of it is 18 inches. So somewhere near the lower part there is a partition. You can even have short lantern sleeve. So in case it's a short lantern sleeve, this is how it would look, right? So this is lantern sleeve. And how do you do this? Now this is the pattern of sleeve. Okay, so first of all we need to figure out, so we are doing this one where we need the full sleeve. So this is the full sleeve. So first we need to figure out at what distance we want this partition. Okay, so just by understanding the proportion, maybe I can mark that I probably want the partition somewhere here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, now we are attempting the lantern sleeve through pivot transfer method. Can you see it? You can see it, right? Yeah. So first I have kept it on a gateway sheet. Gateway sheet just helps to, for you to see without really tracing it. So now the first step is to demarcate the position where you want the separation to be. Okay. So that marking you can do on the original sleeve. So on the original sleeve you can mark the position where you want the separation to be. So I want the separation to be here. And I made a line which is 90 degree to the center. Now I am aligning it to the line on the center. Now on my sleeve I have also got these partition lines. Okay, these are the 3 partitions on which I will open up the upper part of the sleeve, and these are also the partition which I am going to open the lower part of the sleeve. So now aligning it to the center, first I'm going to open up the upper part. Okay, so in the first one I will move it away from the center, keeping the top part at the same place and opening up. Let's say you can open around 2 centimeters. So after opening up 2 centimeters from the center, I am marking. Now this dotted line is not going to be important later, but such that you can understand what happened to the sleeve and how you got the flare. So this is the first part that I have got. Now at the next position, this position, I want to open up another See, I'm moving it 1 centimeter, but you need to move it 2 centimeter because you're working on half scale and I'm working on quarter scale. So here I can move it more as well. So the center one I'm opening less, these I'm opening a little more. So this is the and now I mark the second part. Okay, now again I am going to open this. You have to make sure that the top point aligns, it doesn't go away. So now the third part I have opened. And now I'm marking the upper portion, the lower portion. That depends on the kind of style. How much to open depends on what kind of style you're doing. So if you see that this lantern is very wide, you'll open more. If you see that it is slightly open, then you don't open as much. So it's a relative term. So I'll just keep it on white sheet so you can see. So if you see this, so this upper portion has opened into these parts. And how will I make the final line? What will it look like? So this is what the final line is going to look, and I have it on the gateway. So I'm going to mark the same thing on the other side. That was the whole idea of having it on the gateway. It's easier to work on gateway sheet because you can easily transfer it on the other side. You can easily transfer it on from the base. So this is how the upper portion of the sleeve is going to look, right? This is the upper portion of the sleeve. We still have to do the lower portion because this is only the upper part of the lantern. Now let's deal with the lower part of the lantern. So I have to do the same thing with the lower part. Just that now for the lower part I need to create space on the upper side of the lower part and not on the lower side, because that's how the lantern is shaped. You see this part has become wider and this part has become wider. So which means that when we divide the sleeve here, I have to open the upper portion and I have to open the lower portion such that the bottom remains the same. This is same, but this part needs to open up. So according to that, I'm going to open the bottom portion now. Also, I have to open it the same measurement as this. So whatever distance I have opened here, the same thing I have to open here, because these two have to join to each other. So I can start with the first measurement, correspond it to the first measurement over here. Mark the lower line. Mark the upper portion. Dotted line for the first partition. Now the second partition. Again open it the same measurement as whatever the second partition is. See, you can move the gateway or you can move the sleeve underneath. Since it is gateway, it's not a problem. As long as you just align this point to the bottom point here. This is the advantage of working with a gateway. So now I have to mark the second portion. The important thing about pivot transfer is that you have to mark every portion only once. And not neither more than once nor less than once. So since now the second portion is marked, I will move on to the third portion. Create the same gap as I have created over here. Whether these are equal or not doesn't matter as much as this being equal to this. Now do you see what it looks like? So basically this is the shape of the sleeve I have got for the lower portion, and when I make a copy of it on the other side, please do it with scale, not freehand. So this is what a lantern sleeve will look like. I hope you can see it now clearly. Now if you have to do the same thing through slash and spread method, I am sure you can do it. It's the same thing. You will first slash it here, then you will slash these lines. From here you will slash it upwards, from here you will slash it upwards and open the space like you can see here. And similarly the lower portion you will slash from top to bottom, like from here to the lower portion, and open it up. So then this is the lower portion, this becomes the upper portion. So a lantern sleeve has two parts, an upper part and a lower part.